Okay, laser fans, what we've got here today are safety lenses that will protect your eyes from these delightful little devices. And we will show you just what they do. So, let's do that real quick. So as you can see, it greatly mitigates the amount of light that comes through the lens. This does that for any wavelength, it looks like. I've experimented with green and blue, and it cuts the light out pretty well. This is the claimed 10,000 milliwatt laser that, I don't buy that at all. And here's our little violet laser. See how it cuts the light out? Does the trick pretty well. And here's the new one. Little lightsaber looking thing. And this one's also green, if you remember. Same song and verse with this. Makes the light really less intense. Now I'll show you just how they protect you. Okay, for all intents and purposes, this match is your eyeball. And that's about all the time it takes for a rather powerful laser to cook your eyeball. Doesn't take long at all. That's permanent retinal damage. Now, we have another match. Same location, same focus on the laser. Our match is fine. No cooking of the match. Now, some of you may be wondering, just how long does it take for there to be permanent damage to your eye from a laser? And the answer to that question is, it really depends on the wavelength of the laser and how powerful it is. Green, like this, will damage your retina far faster than any other wavelength, because our eyes see 555 nanometers, which is a rather dark green-yellow color, better than any other color, which is why green lasers appear so bright. So, a 532 nanometer, like the green, looks very intense, whereas a 405 nanometer violet laser looks rather dim. In fact, you can't even see the beam. All you can see is the dot. And both the green lasers are the same, by the way. So a somewhat visible beam in a lit room. And the video doesn't do a very good job of showing it, but they are visible in a lit room during the day. And that is why green is so much more nasty for your vision than another color. Red doesn't really show much in your eyes. Not quite as well as green, and definitely better than blue, but not as well as green, which is near the middle of the spectrum. And the amount of exposure that it would take to do damage from this laser here would be about the time it took to light the match from right here. And that would do permanent retinal damage. Whereas this violet laser, it may not do permanent retinal damage, because at 5 milliwatts, your blink reflex is fast enough to stop any retinal burning, but you may still get retinal bleaching, which is really no different than a camouflage. But do invest in a pair of these if you plan on doing any experimentation with lasers, especially burning, because you're going to be looking at that dot for a good while to get some things to burn. And that is it for right now. As soon as the more powerful blues come in, we'll do burn tests with that. And we will go from there and see just how good these glasses really are.